Hello peoples. So I wanted to change the pinion gear on this GOUP motor, and I thought, okay, I'll just go to their website and get all the specs. I couldn't find a website for them, so then I just had to start turning over stones and doing all kind of digging, trying to find some specs on it, and really couldn't do anything. I even contacted Holmes Hobbies, and they led me to Mofo, and Mofo had the gears that I think I needed, and I wanted to have 3 smaller gears, so I got a 24, a 20, and an 18. The stock brass one here was a 28, and the reason I went with 3 smaller ones is once I take this motor off and show you, you may already know there's a little bit of a adjustment still left in the motor where you could put a smaller gear on there. So I'm hoping one of these 3 will fit. The other thing is I had no idea what mod to get, so I just rolled the dice and took a chance of getting a 0.3 mod, and it ended up meshing perfect with the stock gear. So apparently this transmission and motor runs a mod 3, and shaft size is a 0.3 or 3 millimeter, and the bore size was 2.85 millimeter press on. So just to give you those stats and figures or numbers in case you're going to dig for a pinion gear, go to Mofo. They have them. They even have more choices than this here, these 3. But these 3 was kind of like what I needed and what I wanted. So I'll yank this motor out and go from here. I want to go as low as I can on the gearing. And again, this is a 28. So with the 3 choices that I have, there's this little gap right here, if it shows up, where I can bring the motor closer to the spur. So I'm hoping out of one of those 3 gears that I bought, I'll be able to use all of this up. So we'll see now. I'll yank this apart and get to it. Okay, out of the 3 gears, I was hoping for the 18, the smallest one, to fit, and it seems to be working. Pretty much a Bearcat getting it on, I guess being steel over brass. It didn't want to press on as easy. The other thing is on these 4 spokes where it mounts to the transmission, right here, it hit the screw. This screw right here. So to get it to go down all the way and the gears to mesh, I had to file that a little bit, make a relief. So now I'll put this onto the transmission and see how the gears mesh and put it all back together. Well, I'd say I got lucky on that one, because after filing that housing away where this screw could drop all the way down, it actually allowed me to go too far as the teeth meshing, and I had to come back up a little bit. So I used up all that extra gap that was there, was able to get my little 18 in there. The mesh feels really great, and actually was able to go so far that it was too far and had to back it out just a tiny bit. So stick her in the car now, see what happens, and hopefully it does what I want it to do. This is far from hanging on the side of a rock, but just to show the stock gears and where the cogging's at. And the speed when the cogging kicks in. Like I say, it's right about where I'm at or want to be 30-40% of the time when I'm crawling. Okay, and then here it is now after the gears. And like I said, it was just a shot in the dark as to what gear was going to work because nothing was marked. Spur gear didn't have any markings on it. Couldn't find any literature. And the other thing that's nice to know is the 18 fits. So then you still have a 20 and a 24 in case it's too low for you. But the cogging now is just so low, I'll never be driving down at that point right there. I'm usually driving like that. So I won't know till I get it out on the rocks. It could still be now too low. And if that's the case, then I can jump up to the 20 or 24. All right, that's it. It worked, and I'll catch you on the next one.